This is a live broadcast of the main news. We're coming to you from our Montreux studios in Bulawayo. Good evening and welcome. I'm Marilyn Gwenya. Nobu Maunga is interpreting the bulletin in sign language. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Emmerson Mnangagwa heads to Accra this Wednesday for a state visit set to enhance partnerships. In other news, Zimbabwe's transformer production floor sets a stage for SADC exports. Artists mourn Amakorokoza actor Alec Skoro Zulu. That and more in arts news. And we shall look at sports news where Zimbabwe played Zambia for the Four Nations Cup final. Those are our headlines for tonight. Let's take a look at our leading story where Zimbabwe and Ghana will celebrate their historic ties this week as the President, Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, is expected in Accra this Wednesday for a state visit. The visit will focus on enhancing strategic partnerships.
The three-day state visit by President Emmerson Mnangagwa is expected to open new economic and political frontiers through strategic partnerships. Ghanaian President, His Excellency John Mahama, described the state visit as a platform to celebrate historic bonds between Ghana and Zimbabwe. Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Professor Emon Muhira, outlined what is expected for the next 3 days.
Their Excellencies are going to exchange views and deepen cooperation between the Republic of Zimbabwe and the Republic of Ghana in several areas of cooperation, from political to economic to social, including education, science, technology, tourism, and mining. So this is very historic indeed, because it's the first time a structured joint permanent commission of cooperation is happening between Zimbabwe and Ghana since independence, despite the fact that we were cooperating in several areas, but we were not having a structured cooperation framework. So we are expecting His Excellency to be here. He will be hosted by his colleague, and we are looking forward to a very excellent state visit.
Zimbabwe and Ghana signed a memorandum of understanding on the health, education, as well as the agricultural sector. This will play a critical role in terms of capacitating research institutions as part of the country's industrialization agenda. Bruce Jawanda, CBC News, Accra.
Zimbabweans thronged centers across the country as Constitutional Amendment No. 3 Bill public consultations entered day 2.
An open space at Chipembere Business Center in Makoni District was the venue for the Constitutional Amendment No. 3 Bill public hearings, which were held this Tuesday in Manicaland Province. The hearings are part of ongoing public consultations to gather public views on the legislative amendment.
Kuti tirambe tine Gender Commission ne Human Rights Commission kudzokorodza mabasa nekuti Human Rights Commission inokavha vanhu vakawanda vakaremara madzimai varume.
Ndotsigira zvakare kuti president vapiwe simba rekuchuza 10 masenators pabumbiro remutemo rimuri kugadzirwa iro separliament, zvigovapawo mukana wekuti vadomewo kana angave matechnocrats kana vanobvawo kuma-minority groups kana vachitorawo zvakare kune vakaremara nevamwe vanotarisirwa kuti vange vachibatsirawo pamasenzero eparliament.
Issue ye-term extension, we cut my electoral cost. Those posts that aren't supposed to get care, we're going to put them into better use, the development and other critical issues in that area.
Inini bill number 3 ndinoitsigira zvachose pazvese zvakataurika ipapo zvakarongwa ipapo ndinozvitsigira. Dai zvikaramba zvakangodaro ndiko kuti zvinhu zvedu zvemuZimbabwe zvorongeka.
Chairperson of public hearings, Team A, Honorable Supermandiwanzira, summarized the day as peaceful and democratic, with the public exercising their rights in the lawmaking process.
This is a demonstration that Parliament is going beyond written documentation. It's going into serious practice in ensuring that the Zimbabweans are part of the making of laws of this country. And particularly when it comes to a constitutional amendment, that Zimbabweans have an opportunity to air and express their views.
Apart from extending presidential and parliamentary terms from 5 to 7 years in the parliamentary process in the election of the president, the bill also proposes transferring voter registration and voters' roll management from the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission to the Registrar General.
Residents of Mount Darwin were not only eager to express their views, but seemed to have much knowledge about the bill.
Member of Parliament vanenge vari majority in Parliament ngavawane simba rekusarudza mutungamiriri wenyika. Sezvinongoitwa nyika dziri pedyo, ana South Africa vari pano padhuze, ana Botswana vari padhuze. Ndozvavanoita kwavo.
Mutemo weCape 3 ndona wakatinakira, especially ndakatarisa nenhau yemadzimambo, kuti madzimambo ngaapinde mupolitics nemhaka yekuti tikaona kubva kudhara vana Chief Rekai Tangwena vanga vari mupolitics.
Ndichitsigirawo panyaya yedelimitation. Padelimitation apa ndaona zvakakodzera kuti vezeki vambonozorora vombogara pasi. Basa iri ropiwa veZimbabwe Electoral Delimitation Commission.
Ndichitsigira Cape 3 inotaura nezvekuwedzerwa kwemakore emutungamiriri wenyika kubva mu5 kuenda ku7 zvisingachinji materms achiramba ari maviri.
In Madziwa, the public hearing began at 2 p.m. on the dot amid a huge attendance by the people of Shamba.
5 years dzishoma pakuti mutungamiriri wenyika vakwanise kuita basa iroro. Tisaka vakawedzerwa makore inaifunga kuti even dai zvaikwanisa kungoti zvazvo zvazonzi 7 but taifungwa dai tukati kana 10 years.
President vave vachikwanisa kunge vachiita makore manomwe nema MPs edu nama councillors edu vage vachiita term of office ye7 years. Iwo ndikufarira zvikuru kuti dai zvakaita saizvozvo.
Parliamentary Select Committee Vice Chairperson Honorable Tendai Pinduka was impressed by the high turnout.
The people have spoken, and as members of Parliament, our mandate is to listen. So we have listened, and I'm sure you have seen we were compiling through our staff of Parliament, compiling reports and notes from the discussions and submissions that were being brought forward by the people.
From day one, the public hearings on constitutional amendment number 3 bill have been widely attended, with all venues being filled to capacity and overflowing.
Here in Gokwe North District, there was an overwhelming response to the public consultations for the constitutional amendment number 3 bill. Some people had to seek alternative sitting arrangements outside the hall as the venue proved to be too small to accommodate the people. What is of interest is that people managed to give their sentiments without a fear or favor with regards to this bill.
The non-parliamentary extension of presidential, parliamentary and local government office terms from 5 years to 7 years. Panga paine mismatch political calendar rakaletu kuma 2028. Development calendar rakaletu kuma 2030. Aiwa zvose kazvikume 2030.
Inini ndinoona zvakanaka kuti dare reparamende ngarititarudzire isusu mutungamiriri wenyika. Izvi zvinotibatsira pakuti mari dzinobuda tichienda kuma-elections dzinobva dzachengetedzwa.
Kugadzirwa kwekomisheni inonzi Zimbabwe Electoral Delimitation Commission wakatikoshera nekuti komisheni iyi ndiyo ichange ichiona miganhu yesarudzi dzedu uye zvakare zeki yaderedzerwa mabasa.
The team of legislators that is leading the process say they are happy with the proceedings that have been witnessed in these 2 days.
The processes went very, very well. People made their submissions, and as you know, our role as Parliament is simply to take notes and present them to Parliament exactly as they are. So people have spoken, they've given us their views. We are simply going to pass them on to Parliament.
From Gokwe North District, the team that is leading the consultations here in the Midlands Province heads to Vungu as well as Mbuma and Shurugwi District this Wednesday.
The Constitutional Amendment Number 3 Bill public hearings are proceeding peacefully in Mashonaland East Province, with residents of Marondera and Goromonzi overwhelmingly supporting the proposed constitutional reforms.
Kwaitika development yakawanda kubvira kumashure kusvika izvozvi. Zvinokuti development iyoyo ichiganhurwe panzira.
Extension 2 years inoita kuti basa redu rifambe zvakanaka. Vakuru vapedzese zvatakataka tiri kuzviona tese, mabhiriji, migwagwa, madhamu zviri kupedzeswa.
Zvekuvhoterwa papurezidendi neparliament hazvina kutanga muno muZimbabwe chete, kuna naIndia zviriko, even kuna naAmerica, vatoti ndo champions of democracy vanosaridzwa neelectoral college.
Ndikutsigira kuti mimi nekuvimba kwatakaita nemi tikatsvaga imi tikakuvhoterai, ndinwa tiri kukumbira kuti muende munozosarudzira mutungamiriri wenyika.
Tikwaregistrar general kune mabheti nezvitupa ndokune umbowo hwese zvekuti kana paita dambudziko pamusoro pevoters roll zvinongogadzirika nyore nyore. Saka ndinokurudzira kuti dai voters roll raenda kuna kuofisi yaregistrar general.
Hakuna munhu anobisa munhu kutadza kuchengeta mwana wake. Tikuti suma president nemaEP nemakansera ngavapedze munhu dzavo dzese vachiite kusvika mwana wake kuti ngorombaita basa.
Constitution irambe ichiendera ichisuta another generation. It has got to be amended. It's not advantageous only to this generation. It is advantageous to the next generation. Taona zakanaka.
Parliament is pleased with the peaceful environment characterizing the public hearings.
We could see that people of Zimbabwe want to be involved in the lawmaking, and we're happy that people came in their numbers. We are happy that people spoke freely.
The public hearings in Marondera and Goromonzi captured a shared vision, with the major consensus being on the extension of presidential and parliamentary election cycles from 5 to 7 years. This Wednesday, the public hearings are heading to Uzumba, Maramba, Pungwe and Murewa before being taken to Mudze and Mtoko.
People from all walks of life converged here at the large city hall and at Nketa Hall to participate in the national discourse for the Constitutional Amendment Number 3 Bill. Political analysts who spoke to ZBC News said this is an indication that the Second Republic is an inclusive government.
The fact that people are confident to come out and air their views without fear and favor shows that there has been ushered a ground that is level and people are confident about their leadership.
Political analysts also spoke glowingly about the political maturity exhibited by people yesterday here in Bulawayo.
Gone are the days where people just didn't want to come to these consultations. Whether it's local authority, government issues. But now people are coming, people want to talk.
After these public hearings, responsible committees will consolidate the views and table them before Parliament.
The production of electricity transformers in Zimbabwe is maintaining a positive trend, with ZESA Enterprises targeting to produce 6,000 units this year. The country is also targeting to export excess transformers in the SADC region.
In line with the National Development Strategy 2, ZESA Enterprises is targeting to significantly scale up production of transformers to meet local and regional demands. Having produced over 1,500 units in the first quarter of 2026, the company has set sights on producing 6,000 units this year.
We are there to provide multi-diversified engineering solutions to the local electricity industry. When there's excess capacity, we then deploy that into the region. So this is why you find that we are also doing transformers for EDM. We've also done to ZESCO, we've also done that to Lesotho, to Rwanda, to also DRC.
The government is cognizant of the need for faster growth, indicating modalities have been put in place to enhance manufacturing capacity.
Zen so far has done very well with the resources that we currently have, because they can manufacture at least 250 transformers within a month, and we are also able to sell to others. We are trying as government to make sure that we also capacitate Zent enterprises so that they can be able to produce more.
Deputy Minister of Primary and Secondary Education, Honorable Angeline Gata, who accompanied students on an educational tour of Zesa enterprises, urged the girl child to pursue careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM.
There are no limits to what you can achieve. The future of engineering in Zimbabwe must and will include you. We will continue to support policies and programs that break barriers, expand access, create equal opportunities for the girl child.
Zimbabwe has achieved significant milestones in implementing power generation, transmission and distribution projects in line with the national vision of an upper middle income society by 2030. First Zimbabwe Executive News, Harare.
Now back to the Constitutional Amendment number 3 bill. Public hearings on the Constitutional Amendment number 3 bill are gaining traction, with increased public participation recorded across the country. This Tuesday's sessions saw venues filled to capacity as citizens expressed their views on proposed changes to the Constitution.
Day 2 of Parliament's public consultations pertaining to Constitutional Amendment number 3 bill was marked by a notable increase in terms of attendance, as we saw right here at the City Sports Center, which was filled to capacity. But before we came here, we were in April, where we saw people participating in their numbers. At the general consensus is that there is need to refine the Constitution to be in tandem with national development.
We support Amendment Bill number 3. Yose yakadaro zvikuru panyaya election cycle inotarisira kuti president vaone nguva yekudini yekuita maprograms avo vachipedza ese.
Cycle election number 7 inongomirira divine order, perfection and completeness. Katarisa tiri kubva panumber 5 inomirira grace and unfinished processes. Taakupinda panumber 7 kureva kuti development yanga yakabatwa kumashure yakutanga kupfuurira kumberi.
Pane mabasa akawanda akanaka ari kuitwa napresident, zvekare tiri kumarumbidza tichiwasapota. Maelection anogona kuitwa asi anopedza mari.
Ndiri kuti president ngavaappointe majudges.
Tichitanga kunyatsokusenza makore anoteerera nguva yatisina anotitsipesa kusvika 2030.
Stable leadership brings stable policies attracts investments. Investments create jobs for our people.
The parliamentary team has been left impressed by the proceedings, which will culminate in the consolidation of views by these residents.
People came in their numbers, not only in their numbers, but they also came to speak, and they spoke their minds out. And what we did was to listen and record what they said. But I'm particularly thrilled by the fact that people of Zimbabwe have become politically mature.
The oral public hearings, which began on Monday, are expected to proceed until the 2nd of April, while written submissions will be accepted until the 15th of the same month.
Day 2 of the public consultations on the Constitutional Amendment number 3 bill in Masvingo province began this morning in Bikita district, where citizens came up in their numbers to present their views on the proposed amendments. In the afternoon, the public hearings were taken to Maungwa in Butu district, where people once again demonstrated a clear understanding of the bill and actively contributed to the discussions. Some of the key issues raised by the citizens include clauses proposing the extension of the presidential and parliamentary term, the participation of traditional leaders in politics, as well as the proposal to increase the number of senators from 80 to 90.
From 5 years to 7 years. Nemaka yei. Nekuti 5 years ishoma. development chaiyo inenge isati yatobatika. Tigera kuti ma-elections aitwe after 7 years zvingofambirana nezvozvo zvese zvabva kutaurwa zvekuti ma-MP anofanira kupuwa dzimwe 2 years, president anofanira kupuwa dzimwe 2 years. Saka ndiri kusapota the bill number 3.
Leader of the parliamentary team conducting hearings in Masvingo province, Honorable Edson Zobwo Jr., expressed the satisfaction with the level of engagement and participation by the members of the public.
We started at 10 o'clock, Kubikita. It was very good. Here we are now in Gutu, the same thing. There's a large crowd, as you can see, and everybody is involved in making decisions over their own future.
Tomorrow in Masvingo province, the public hearings on the constitutional amendment number 3 bill will be taken to Chile and Masvingo districts.
The people of Bulilima came in their numbers to give an input into the ongoing public hearings on the constitutional amendment number 3 bill that was held here at Nyele Business Center this Tuesday. Here at Nyele in Bulilima district, hundreds gathered as early as 7 o'clock in the morning to give their input insofar as this bill is concerned.
In 1980, akusongo votela president. Akusongo bane hoba after that those from 80 to 985. Kwakuli quiet ngoba population yevanhu vakaisinga president vaivhote kwakweni ma-MP nema-senators.
Ndibe mtungamili kene ndi-MP kene ndi-senator kene ndi-councillor kene ndi-president. Ndiba nebudlelwano nehango zikule zimwe. 5 years ino kununu vanocina veti ipapa tosamari yedu mangwane mukakadusiwa.
Ngithanda the streamlining of state institutions. IZEC had overriding powers. For now, we're going to have certain institutions like the Land Demarcation Commission dealing with the delimitation process, registry dealing with the voters' roll, the management yakon. Then IZEC remaining with the electoral process.
My traditional leaders. Abantu laba yibo abazi abantu futhi akumelanga bavinjelwe ukuthi bazingenele lapho abafuna khona.
The peaceful environment that prevailed at Nyele Business Center on the public hearings on the constitutional amendment number 3 bill impressed the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee that was overseeing the process.
Fairly enough contributions were made and we've captured everything. So everything will be tabled in Parliament as the report.
From Nyele in Bulilima and Sanzukwe in Mangwe, the public hearings on the constitutional amendment number 3 bill are going to be taken to Malundi, Kettle South in Matobo, and West Nicholson in Gwanda and Lutumba in Beitbridge.
Treasury is signaling a structured macroeconomic trajectory anchored on sustained single-digit inflation and a decisive shift from entrenched volatility.
Government is positioning low and predictable inflation as a central pillar for long-term growth, capital formation, and foreign direct investment flows. Latest inflation prints indicate a measured but contained uptick, with annual inflation recorded at 3.8% in January, 4.1% in February, and 4.4% in March, firmly within the authority's single-digit target band and indicative of anchoring inflation expectations.
Staying within the single-digit inflation territory permanently, because that is what is normal. What is abnormal is to be above 10% inflation, 30%, 100%, 500% is used. That's a thing of the past.
Market analysts say the disinflation trend reflects an increasingly synchronized policy mix, with fiscal restraint complementing a tight monetary stance.
If this policy is sustained, I see a very positive economic growth and a positive picture being created towards foreign direct investors who are likely to bring in foreign direct investment because there's now predictability. Firms can plan in the medium term to the long term.
Economists, however, caution that maintaining price stability without crowding out growth will require continued policy discipline, particularly in the face of external shocks and domestic fiscal pressures.
Let's look at strengthening tax administration and expenditure control. Secondly,
a good monetary fiscal policy coordination and balance, where we are saying let's ensure that there's alignment between monetary and fiscal policies. And thirdly, structural reforms, where basically we are looking at enhancing governance, transparency, and management of fiscal risks.
Zimbabwe's improving macroeconomic fundamentals are now increasingly converging with multilateral benchmarks. The World Bank projects steady economic expansion in 2026, underpinned by policy consistency, stabilizing prices, and strengthening investor sentiment. Yolande Moyo, ZBC News, Victoria Falls.
Government says a second round crops, livestock and fisheries assessment program is on track, with authorities noting strong crop recovery in various parts of the country. This formed a part of the key takeaways from the post-cabinet media briefing presented by the Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Musoda, in Harare this Tuesday.
Presenting the 8th post-cabinet outcomes in Harare this Tuesday, the Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Musoda, highlighted the progress that the country has achieved during the 2025-2026 summer cropping season and the upcoming 2026 winter cropping season.
The area planted to cereal crops is 2.5 million hectares, with an estimated 1.9 million hectares planted to maize, 343,661 hectares to sorghum, 216,615 hectares to pearl millet, and 30,645 hectares to finger millet. Despite the 2 to 3 weeks dry spell experienced, there are indications of strong crop recovery, especially for maize in agroecological regions 1, 2, and 3.
A report on the preparations for the 46th Independence Celebrations Day and the Children's Party was also revealed by the Cabinet.
As previously communicated, the 46th Independence Day anniversary celebrations and the 2026 Children's Party will be hosted at Mapisa Growth Point in Matowo District, Matabeleland South Province. The Children's Party is scheduled to take place at Maheche Primary School, whereas the Independence Gala will be held at Minda Primary School within the same district. To ensure the successful hosting of these events, significant progress has been made in various infrastructure developments. The main arena, which includes stadium, has been completed, while plumbing and electrical works are currently underway. Additionally, pitch excavation, leveling, drainage, and fencing are approaching completion. The parking area has been cleared and partially leveled, with graveling works continuing to advance. Regarding school upgrades, Maheche Primary and Secondary Schools, as well as Minda High School, have reached 100% completion of their superstructures, with major facilities such as classrooms, laboratories, staff houses, and renovations nearing completion. Meanwhile, construction has commenced at Sheshane High School and Kezi Primary School. Construction of the Bulawayo Kezi to Mapisa and Gwanda Mapisa roads is currently underway, with some sections nearing completion. Meanwhile, the construction of additional roads across the province is progressing smoothly. Furthermore, there has been significant progress in bridge desiltation, as well as the rehabilitation of access roads and rural roads.
Milestones in the tourism industry were also highlighted.
The Masvingo Central Business District Hotel in Masvingo District has been completed and is expected to become operational by mid-year. Number 2, construction of the Bridge Hotel in Beitbridge District, which is Matabeleland South Province, is approximately 85% complete, with roofing currently in progress. Then number 3, construction of Prevail International Lodges in Mberengwa District, that is the Midlands Province, is progressing well. The project includes 10 4-bedroom units, and 10 one-bedroom units with internal finishes currently underway. Number 4, construction of the cricket stadium in Wange district, that's Matabeleland North Province, is progressing well with 85% completion of media centers, 50% of the pavilion, and ongoing pitch maintenance.
Assessment of key economic flagship projects in the Midlands and Masvingo provinces, as well as the review of licenses, fees, and permits in the financial services industry, the health sector, and the manufacturing industry are some of the key highlights of this Tuesday's cabinet meeting. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
Zimbabwe is promoting existing investment opportunities to private players at the ongoing Egypt Energy Show in Cairo, outlining a roadmap requiring at least $20 billion United States dollars to ensure robust energy sector. Energy and Power Development Minister Honorable July Moyo is among high-profile delegates attending the annual event, which also attracts delegates from Europe and Asia.
The Egypt Energy Show is an annual gathering of energy policymakers and executives which provides a crucial pedestal for enhanced cooperation and growth for the African continent's energy sector. Zimbabwe's Energy and Power Development Minister Honorable July Moyo is among policymakers and leaders attending this year's gathering. Minister Moyo rallied Africa to move towards high-capacity transmission corridors as well as cross-border supergrids.
In order for us to assist the DRC, which is growing exponentially in mining, we need to strengthen the interconnector between us and Zambia, between Zambia and DRC itself. But more importantly, where we have surplus right now, as I speak, there is some surplus in Southern Africa, in South Africa, but that surplus cannot transmit through Zimbabwe because of limitation of transmissions. So there is a demand for investment in interconnected transmissions.
He also stated platforms like the Egypt Energy Show should prioritize fast-tracking regional interconnector projects, develop bankable project preparation facilities, and strengthen African power market institutions. Zimbabwe is already implementing strategic regional cooperation through flagship projects such as the 2,400-megawatt Batoka Gauge hydroelectric scheme with Zambia, which will enhance regional power supply.
With less than a month before the country celebrates its 46th independence anniversary, we revisit some of the defining moments for the country's liberation struggle. Our chief correspondent, Ruben Barre, visited Nyazonya Shrine in Mozambique and filed the following report.
This is the dirty road the Rhodesians used as they came to Nyazonya camp, being directed by a turncoat known as Morrison Nyati. This is the way to Nyazonya in 1976. On the 9th of August, the Rhodesians attacked this camp where we are getting to. Morrison Nyati, being a combatant who had turned sides, led the Rhodesians to this camp in Villa Katandika. Behind this fence is a mound. Call it a pulpit. That's where the infamous Morrison Nyati stood up and blew the whistle, calling for comrades to go on parade. They were scattered all over here, and with that whistle, the Rhodesians were given an indication soon after to start firing.
This is where Nyat came and stood, blew the emergency whistle to call people, comrades who were around this place, to come on parade. And it is from here that he ordered the butchering and massacre of all Zimbabweans that are lying in those graves.
I'm with the local chief here, Comrade or Camarada Zebio Langton Torre, who stays around here. He gives us a glimpse of what had transpired here. That amongst the comrades, there was a sellout. Amongst the comrades, One of the commanders was a turncoat, and this work is seen behind this fence.
Ndine mambo yekuno. Ndinoonera nezvepasi chigare. Ndo pakatanga kupinda masoja achuya muno.
Aya.
Awa. Wanga uri kudzidziswa. Zvawaidzidziswa Nyati ndiye anga ari komando muZimbabwe. Aikomanda ese masoja apinda muvi Mozambique muno. Baba anga ari ani? Ni Nyati. Kuti nikangoona baba avo basi ati ndamuziva ika. Saka inini ndaizviziva kuti ndauraya ere. Saka bva mandouraya asi havana zvandadi zvandaiziva. Ya saka ndizvo zvatakaita nayo neNyati.
The dirty hands of the enemy is seen here. What Zanla combatants faced during the war was not only the enemy per se, like white soldiers fighting the black nationalists or combatants. It was also the involvement of our own, where a man who had trained as a Zanla combatant decided to become a turncoat. He became a quisling of the Rhodesians and sold out his fellow comrades who were gunned down mercilessly when they were on parade around this area. This is Nyadzonya, where thousands died. There is the Nyadzonya River across there, not very far from here. This is the route which was also taken that time by the founding president, the late Comrade Robert Mugabe, Edgar Tekere. They passed it through Villa Katandika and might have stayed briefly at Nyadzonya before proceeding to Chimoyo. Lest our young children forget, in the bushes of Mozambique, this is in the Barwe district, in Katandika, this is where another group of combatants lie.
It's so sad. People who were in the mood of celebrating a holiday today, not expecting or suspecting anything, called to parade by a person they thought was their own commander. Then that commander orders Rhodesian forces to fire at them. And when they tried to take cover so that they could crow, he told them to lower the barrel because he knew the tactic. In fact, he had trained some. So he knew that they had not fallen down, but they were crawling. So he told them to lower the barrel so that they would hit even one who is crawling. So a lot of people died.
Yes, indeed. He was there to sell not only these combatants, but also to delay the independence and freedom of Zimbabwe. In 1980, Zimbabweans became free. And this coming month, on the 18th of April, Zimbabweans will be celebrating 46 years of independence, thanks to the work which was done by these comrades who lie here. They gave each and every Zimbabwean dignity. They gave each and every Zimbabwean the freedom they so desire. And lest we forget, it should be protected. As these people lie here, their souls are alive, as the ambassador underscored. Ruben Barwe, ZPC News, Nyadzonya in Villa Katandika area.
Now, do remember, for more news, you can log on to our website, zbcnews.co.zw. You can also visit our X handle at ZBC News Online. Our Facebook page is ZBC News Online. And, of course, our YouTube channel is ZBC News Online. And now, for stories still to come in this bulletin, artists on Amagoro Zimbabwe beat Zambia by 1-0 in the Four Nations Cup final. Main news is off to a break. We will be right back.
The Vice President, Honorable Colonel Retired Dr. K.C.D. Mohadi, extends his deepest and most sincere gratitude to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, corporates, institutions, and individuals for generously contributing towards the success of the Ingocheni Central Hospital fundraising luncheon held on Friday, 20 March 2026. Your invaluable support, financial contributions, sponsorships, donations in cash or kind, and your presence on the day made a meaningful difference in advancing the shared goal of improving infrastructure and healthcare services at Ingocheni Central Hospital. Because of your generosity, the luncheon was a resounding success, and the funds raised will go a long way in enhancing infrastructure and patient care at Ingocheni Central Hospital. Nyika inovakwa nevene vayo, iliswe lakiwa ng'avanikazi vao.
Happy Easter, Zimbabwe. As we celebrate the joy and renewal of this special season, we at Raintech Systems want to give back to our amazing customers. We are offering something extra special. Free transportation on all our packages within 15-kilometer radius. Get powering with our reliable lithium batteries and solar panels. Choose from 1 kilowatt package, $545 US, 3.2 to 3.5 kilowatt package, $950 US, 4.2 kilowatt package, $1,115 US, 6.2 kilowatt package, $1,625 US. It's time to open into savings and brighten our future. Don't miss out on this excellent offer. Visit us and call us on 0713-229-721 and let us power your home the smart way. For more information, contact 0713-229-721. T's and C's apply. Raintech Systems, Motor, Pese.
I was hoping just to get in a hello, but Daniel beat me to it. You know what, he caught the dub, but little did the boy know he was about to catch an L.
Dibs!
Every day, Africa's financial institutions protect something priceless: trust. Trust to move money safely, keep economies running, and support customers whenever they need it. But the landscape is shifting. Security threats are rising, regulations are tougher, and customers' expectations are higher. Downtime is simply not an option. That's why financial institutions need infrastructure that is secure, resilient, and built to scale. Liquid Intelligent Technologies powers Africa's financial sector to operate safely, efficiently, and without interruption. From branches to data centers and the cloud, we deliver mission-critical connectivity with 24/7 operations that detect threats early. With world-class data centers and continent-wide disaster recovery, Liquid keeps services online at all times. Our network drives fast, secure transactions so banks and fintechs can serve customers instantly. We build the digital foundation for Africa's financial future.
No one bore a greater burden. No one rose in greater glory. No one showed us greater love. Celebrate his resurrection by experiencing his greater love.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you are watching the main news. In our following report, Commander Zimbabwe National Army Lieutenant General Asha Walter Tafumane says the ongoing change of guard at different military establishments are routine procedures meant to further enhance operational effectiveness.
It was a befitting takeover of the Command 8 Artillery Brigade in Umboshawa Barracks, where outgoing Commander Brigadier General Benedict Runodada handed over the reins of power to incoming Commander Brigadier General Lloyd Mchangwa at a ceremony presided over by Commander Zimbabwe National Army Lieutenant General Asha Walter Tafumane.
These changes are happening silently and of course with a bit of misplaced noise on social media. They are routine changes in the army. They are normal.
Outgoing Artillery Brigade Commander Brigadier General Benedict Runodada rallied the Artillery Brigade family to remain united as a cohesive force under the new commander.
I leave this brigade with great humility and gratefulness to all the gunners from top to bottom, including our civilian employees, as I am leaving you in the capable hands of a tried and tested leader.
In his acceptance speech, Brigadier General Lloyd Mchangwa pledged to empower officers at Artillery Brigade to continue executing their duties with diligence.
I pledge to lead from the front, to listen, to support, and to ensure that every member of this brigade is empowered to perform at their best.
The change of command at Artillery Brigade is the third, presided over by Lieutenant General Asha Walter Tafumane since he was promoted to the rank of Commander Zimbabwe National Army. 10 Time Munengwa, ZBC News, Harare.
The Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation has reaffirmed its commitment to social transformation after making a significant educational intervention at the Tongogara refugee settlement in Manicaland.
As part of efforts meant to expand its corporate social responsibility initiative, Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation has made a significant step towards educational inclusivity by availing school fees and examination fees for learners at Tongogara Primary School in Chipinge. The program specifically targets the less privileged learners at this school, ensuring that financial barriers do not hinder the academic progress of these learners.
Nyamushi izwa gurutu tasikwa nemitekwa yakasiyana siyana. Ndoda kutanga kubonga nepenyuro yedu yemasaisai yeZBC nekuti tagira rubatsiro rwemari yefizi neyebvunzo dzegwaro rechinomwe. Vazhinji vedu taizotadza kunyora bvunzo dzegwaro rechinomwe. Vakuru vakati tsima yeusiku tenda wabva nayo. Rubatsiro rwenyu rwatifadza, rambai makadaro.
Tunashukuru sana, tunasema asante kabisa kwa msaada ambao tumepata kwa ajili ya watoto wetu. Cha kwanza, mimi niko na watoto wawili mu grade 7.
The timing of this intervention is particularly critical as the education sector within the Tongogara refugee settlement has been grappling with logistical and socio-economic hurdles.
We adhere very much to the mantra of the President that no people should be left behind. And this has been clearly demonstrated. Many of you would know that 2026 has been brutal for the education sector in Tongogara refugee settlement. The gap threatens the delivery of quality education to refugee learners and learners from the host community. Today, we have a new lease of life. I'm glad we share strategic vision with the Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation.
During the ceremonial handover at Tongogara Primary School, Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation Chief Executive Officer Mr. Sugar Chagonda said the contribution was made possible through the proceeds from the ZBC 2025 annual charity golf tournament.
Kama mnapenda niseme Swahili, ninasema ya mzuri kabisa. Kama mnasema nashikia, tunasumbulia. We are proud to have contributed $5,000, which will go towards covering school fees and examination fees for 67 grade 7 learners. These are young boys and girls standing at a critical crossroads in their academic journey. Their grade 7 examinations are not just tests, but they are gateways to their future. When we learned that funding for this school had been discontinued, we could not stand aside. We understood that for many of these learners who already face unique challenges as part of the refugee community, this moment was even more critical. As ZBC, we saw not just a challenge, but a call to action. And today, we answer that call.
Meanwhile, the national broadcaster is working hand in glove with the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education in setting up a radio station called Luzibo FM, which is going to be broadcasting educational programs for school children across the country. Gay Matambo, ZBC News, Chipinge.
The ruling ZANU-PF Party and Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe joined forces in Mashonaland East Province to promote Constitutional Amendment Number 3 bill and the upgraded ZIG notes set to be rolled out on the 7th of April.
Such was the mood when the ZANU-PF team led by the party provincial chairperson Comrade Daniel Garwe arrived in Mudzi for the Constitutional Amendment Number 3 Bill Awareness Campaign held together with the Central Bank campaigns on the new ZIG notes.
Muri yeMashonaland East inomira pana Munangagwa. Zvimwe zvese tinogona kurovha zvedu, asi kana taakufamba nenhoroondo dzinotaura zveZANU-PF neutungamiri hwaMunangagwa, tinoonekwa tiri panumber 1 always.
The issue of the upgraded ZIG notes that will be in circulation on the 7th of April was the major highlight of the awareness program.
Ngative neattitude correct maringe nemari yedu. Ngative neattitude yekuda kushandisa mari yedu. Ngative neattitude yekudzivirira mari yedu sezvinoitwa nedzimwe nyika. VepaMozambique vanasagura vedu vanomira nemetikeshi yavo, isu tomirawo nezigi redu. Vemakombi muri vana veZimbabwe mirai nezigi. Vana muzvinabhizimisi vemasitoro nematakishop muri vana veZimbabwe ngatimirei nezigi.
Mudzi kubvira nakubvira inomira nehurongwa hwese hunouya navatungamiriri vemunyika medu. Saka Mudzi district yamira yauya iri kumira nesimba ichisekera. Zvekare nyaya yekushandisa mari yedu pachezvayo mari yedu tiri kuona kuti munyika muno yadzikama, haichadenge kwazvayaita. Kuno kumudzi iye iri kutoshanda zvokuti vanhu veMudzi district vauya kuzotsigira hurongwa ihwohwo vachiti ngazviende mberi.
The Reserve Bank gave assurances that the new ZIG notes will be able to maintain their value since they are gold-bagged.
Kana wakabata mari iyi, wakabata goridhe. Mazviwa here? Harivori, haridudzi value. Zvakaitika nezuro zvokuti mari yeZimbabwe inoshaya simba zvakapfuura. Hazvidzoki zvakare munyika ino. Vatongi vedu varipo. Pane vaya vanofunga kuti hatakazvinzwa kusera mangwana tichamuka rave bond note. Hazvichakwanisiki nokuti zigi yakatsigigwa negoridhe.
Meanwhile, the traditional leadership in Mashonaland East met and unanimously supported the enactment of the Constitutional Amendment Number 3 Bill and the new ZIG notes, citing the need to ensure the country achieves the vision of an upper middle-income society by 2030. Kenya's Chivuje, ZBC News, Mudzi.
A new generation of women is rewriting the rules, breaking barriers and soaring to new heights. This Tuesday, women in the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructural Development engaged in an inspiring interface with high school learners in Harare.
It doesn't matter where you start. As we wind up Women's Month, these trailblazing women are shattering stereotypes in Zimbabwe and beyond. They are pilots, they are engineers, they are leaders who are proving that women can thrive in any sector.
There has never been a time like now for women to shine, because
our government at the moment is actually promoting women who've got talent, women who really want to make a difference, women who want to be there when it happens. There have been days that have been set aside for career guidance where different ministries showcase the different positions that they have, so that our students out there get to know what is out there.
I am a commercial airline pilot. My message for the girl child today is you need to be audacious with your dreams. You need to believe anything is possible. And with determination, perseverance, there is nothing you cannot achieve.
Us as leadership, we feel we've got the responsibility to mentor them. It's up to the women now to say, yes, I can do it, by believing in yourself. You must not say, I'm a woman. No, just take yourself that I am a human being. What a man can do, I'm able to do.
They are inspiring young people to chase their dreams no matter the obstacles, proving that with determination and effort, one can achieve whatever they set out to do.
After school, I plan on pursuing medicine because I genuinely have a passion to cure and serve other people in the medical field. From the panel that we had today, the engineers, the pilots, everyone is so inspiring.
I would like to be a lawyer and a news reporter. Mama Vicky, Victoria Mlilo Mabonga, she inspires me.
As we continue to celebrate women achievers, let's continue to push boundaries, creating opportunities for future generations. Joyce Mabika, ZBC News, Harare.
And our main news is after a break. We will be right back.
The Zimbabwe International Trade Fair 2026 is here. It's Zimbabwe's premium platform for trade, innovation, and building global connections. For more than half a century, the ZITF show has been at the heart of innovation and integration of ideas behind Zimbabwe's industrialization and economic growth. At ZITF 2026, we take this a step further, positioning local, regional, and international businesses for global integration, driving Zimbabwe and Africa's transformation. Be a part of the journey to unlocking local, continental, and global opportunities at ZITF 2026 from the 20th to the 25th of April 2026 in Bulawayo. Register today and unleash your business growth. ZITF 2026, Connected Economies, Competitive Industries.
I was hoping just to get in a hello, but Daniel beat me to it. You know what, he caught the dub, but little did the boy know he was about to catch an L.
Dibs!
This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come.
Wherever you are, whatever your reason, it's on SuperSport all season long. Reconnect and stay connected to DSTV Compact and get the best football on us.
Attention all ZimDef business partners and employers. Welcome to the Zimbabwe Manpower Development Fund self-service portal. Let's explore how to make the most of the services available to you. Visit portal.zimdef.co.zw. To get started, click on Register. Fill in the required details to create your new account. Once registered, you can log in to access all portal features. Navigation links will be sent to registered clients with business partner numbers at the email addresses they submitted. To change your email address, please get in touch with your revenue officer. Complete the declaration form to affirm your business details and accuracy in your application. Stay informed about your contributions. Navigate to account statement to view or download your financial records. Once your application is approved, you can obtain your registration certificate. This verifies your active status within the fund. After successful re-registration, receive confirmation of re-registration to confirm your status has been updated. Ensure you meet all requirements. Access your certificate of compliance to demonstrate adherence to the fund regulations. Now you know how to navigate the Zimbabwe Manpower Development Fund self-service portal with ease. Get started today.
Welcome back. We move on to arts news, where the death of veteran television star Alec Skoro Zulu this Monday has sent shockwaves across the arts industry as tributes continue to pour in.
Oh, she made me the laughing stock in this whole village.
Akunjalo baba. Abantu lapha esigabeni bakuhleka ngoba wena ubuvela ufuna ukwendisa umntana esesemncane.
Okay. Fine.
A creative gem that brought authenticity into every character that he portrayed on screen.
It's not like
This is the true definition of the late veteran actor Alec Skoro Zulu, popularly known for his iconic role in Macroeconomic.
Alec and besenza semsebenzi ubaba wakhe engubhuti wami.
Even endlini la ukuwa nguathi kwakhe kuqalisela endlini. Even sikhona la lingathula uyabona sesukuma siyenze okuyidrama ukuthi lihleke kuphela. Wayengahlali engasihlekisi Alec.
The late veteran actor Alec Zulu leaves behind a long trail of acting history, having featured in local and international productions.
He featured in a lot of international films, like there was Whooper of One, Daniel Craig, the new James Bond, Morgan Freeman, Cry Freedom, there was Denzel Washington, then also World Apart, also in international film. Then locally, you worked with Ores Dunbaya, Kontem Hlanga, Simon Mambazo Piri, quite a number of people. Even myself, we also worked together.
The late veteran actor, who passed on this Monday after a short illness, is said to be buried this Wednesday at Umvucha here in Bulawayo. Lisa Correa, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
And on that sad note, we are after a break. We will be back with sports.
Every beautiful sunrise begins with a fresh promise. From the early morning mission, the midday hustle, until the late midnight session, a sip of joy in every hand. We share the natural joy from the African heritage, either online or offline. Day in, day out, 24/7. It's pure, it's fresh, and it's real. It's locally available. From Zambezi to Limpopo, Checheche to Chachacha, it's always next to you. Captain Ginger Wise, a sip from our heritage.
Some things don't arrive, they've always been. Not for a day, for all of time. Until quietly, something shifts. Moving from someday to now. Women are not honored in time. They are woven through it, shaping every story, every voice, every breath. We are because she is, and because tomorrow they will be.
Welcome back. We move on to sports news, where Zimbabwe edged Zambia 1-0 to lift the Four Nations tournament in a tense final played at Obed Itani Chilume Stadium in Francistown, Botswana this Tuesday evening. Our sports editor Lawrence Trusida filed the following report.
The Warriors are champions. You can tell from the celebrations. Yes, for the first time in 8 years, the Warriors get gold. This is after lifting the inaugural Mukuru Four Nations Championship here at the Obed Itani Chilume Stadium in Francistown, courtesy of a 1-0 victory over Zambia in a tenth final. You remember that Zimbabwe started off with a convincing 3-0 victory over Botswana in the semi-finals before making sure that they get the job done in the battle of the Zambezi. A tenth final it was, but the Warriors managing to come out tops. The last time they had gold was in 2018 at the COSAFA Senior Men's Championship, and this time around they continue doing the business, and it's more like a change squad for the Warriors, a younger squad that was put through, and they delivered, making sure that Zimbabwe gets to win the inaugural Mukuru Four Nations Championship. Lawrence Usida, ZBC News, Francistown.
Congratulations to the Warriors. In our following report, a government has been impressed by the great workmanship at Chawanda Stadium in Kwekwe, which is already hosting Premier Soccer League matches.
True to the Second Republic's mantra of Nyika inovakwa nevene vayo, ilizwe lakiwa ngavanikazi valo, the private sector is playing a key role in the construction of modern sports infrastructure. This includes the construction of Chawanda Stadium in Kwekwe, which has emerged as a shining beacon for sports development in the Midlands province. The Minister of Sport, Recreation, Arts and Culture, Lieutenant General retired Anselm Sanyatwe, was on an assessment tour of the facility where he expressed admiration for the scale and quality of work.
The provision of sporting facilities is not only left to the government to construct or to maintain existing facilities, but the individuals here we are today. Mr. Chawanda took it upon himself and heed to the call for the provision of such facilities.
The completion of the facility is expected to pave the way for the return of international football on home soil, as the stadium is expected to meet required international standards. The facility is already hosting Castle Lager Premier Soccer League matches. Karejushe, ZBC News, Kwekwe.
Castle Lager Premier Soccer League action returns after the FIFA international break, with midweek fixtures set for Thursday and Friday.
Baobab Stadium will be the venue for the Student vs Master Clash as Ngeze Platinum Stars lock horns with log leaders Cape United on Thursday. High-flying Cape United coach Tekshua Chiragu will make an emotional return to the club he led to the league title with a target to protect his unbeaten run with Makepekepe. Chiragu will be up against his former assistant Kumbire Mutwegu Ziva, which confirms Ngeze Platinum Stars is a tricky customer for the Green Machine. Thursday is a congested fixtures program with New Boys Hunters playing ZPC Kariba at the Hart Stadium. Now under the guidance of Reg Chitembwe, Triangle will be hoping for a change of fortune in a home clash against struggling Agama. A wounded Hard Rock entertain rentals at Chawanda Stadium. Tail 1 welcome defending champion Scotland at Ascot as Bulawayo Chiefs face Simba Bora at Boba Fields. Anika Diamonds host Chicken Inn at the Greenfield Arena as Dynamos lock horns with Moss at Rufaro. The fixture between Highlanders and former champions FC Platinum is set for Friday at Boba Fields Stadium. Mtokozi Stuwe, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
The inaugural Mordecai Donga boxing contest has emerged as a key talent identification platform, drawing huge subscription in what signals growing efforts to scout and revive boxing across the country.
Earmarked to unearth and identify raw boxing talent, the inaugural Mordecai Donga boxing contest lived up to its billing, with bouts spilling from Saturday night into the early hours of Sunday. The tournament drew boxing prospects from across the country, providing a crucial scouting platform. Participants applauded organizers for creating an opportunity to showcase their talent.
So yes, there's a vast majority of talent here. I boxed in the UK. I've been here for 2 years now, joined by our friends here. So yeah, I see a lot of talent here. It's a great platform for kids to establish their skills.
Thina ezamaboxers mina ngizizwa ngijabulile because without these fights vele akula experience esiyigainayo, so we have to have more fights ukuze sigain experience.
Inotibatsira zvakawanda kuti vana vamwe vasiye madrugs.
Big Fish Promotions and the Zimbabwe Boxing Federation were equally excited about the tenor of events.
It's an incredible event. People came in numbers, okay, and there is full talent. It was even interesting seeing Abafazi competing.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest tournaments because we have managed to have participants from all over the country, and we have about 140 boxers who have come to participate, including all weight categories, and we have realized that there's a lot of talent, especially in Zimbabwe. So our aim now is to take boxing to all places in Zimbabwe, even in rural areas.
Boxing remains one of the most followed sport codes, with efforts to scout for budding talent in a step in the right direction in the country's quest for international glory. Mchogozi Stube, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
We'll now check in with the Meteorological Services Department for the weather.
Good evening and welcome. It is time for your evening weather report and forecast. Rainfall activity in some parts of the country: Chipinge 32 millimeters, followed by Zaka with 16, Chirezi and Mukandi both with 10 millimeters. This was as a result of that cloud system over the southeastern parts of the country, coupled with cool and moist southeasterlies. Meanwhile, a cloud system over the northern areas resulted in some light showers over the Lake Kariba area, receiving 9 millimeters. And tomorrow we expect cloudy and warm conditions over the northern areas, where we expect rains over Kariba, Urungwe, Makonde and Gokwe districts, while areas to the south should be partly cloudy and warm for most parts of the day. Your satellite images showing cloud over the northern and the eastern parts of the country, and over the central parts of the country, as well as Bulawayo area there, we expect plenty of sunshine, and it should be mild to warm in the afternoon. Mild conditions are expected towards the evening. Minimum temperature for the capital city, Harare 14 degrees Celsius, Bulawayo with 15, Gwanda 16, Masvingo with 14, Chirezi 18 degrees Celsius, Mutare 15, 22, bit warmer over Kariba there, 22 degrees Celsius, 18 over Victoria Falls. Maximum temperatures for the capital city, 22 for Harare, with some light showers expected there, Bulawayo 26, and for Gwanda, Chirezi with 28, 25 for Mutare, 28 at Kariba, Victoria Falls with 26, Gokwe 25, 23 at Gweru, Masvingo with 25. Bulawayo expect some sunshine throughout the whole period. It should be warm in the afternoon. Same format, Topos again. It should be mild to warm in the afternoon. Gwanda, partly cloudy conditions expected. It should be mild in the afternoon. Gweru, expect some partly cloudy conditions. It should be mild in the afternoon. Masvingo, partly cloudy. It should be mild in the afternoon. Mutare again, mild to warm conditions are expected in the afternoon. Nyanga, it should be cool throughout. Marondera, isolated showers expected, that is on Wednesday. Again, same for Harare, we expect some isolated showers. It should be mild in the afternoon. Kadoma, Some isolated showers expected on Wednesday, same for Chinoi, under mild conditions. Victoria Falls a bit warm in the afternoon.
And that's a wrap from the news team for tonight. Good night and enjoy the rest of your viewing.